It's comics and cocktails with Cliff. And tonight we got Phil from the Council of Comics. This week it's all council members. Or sorry, not this week. This month it's going to be all council members, everybody. So get ready for it. And just a quick message from my dear and true self. Tonight's cocktail is Riddle Me This, a curious green concoction. It's got gin, green chartreuse, Midori, lime juice, simple syrup, orange bitters. I didn't do all the other fancy stuff, and I did not put the egg white in it because I just didn't have confidence in the amount of time. So
I watched a video like today preparing like how to do an egg white with a drink and stuff.
It's great. It's great.
You know, like the one guy showed how if you crack it at the top of the egg, you could just keep the white in there. That was like a little trick because everybody else does like the little they switch up.
Yeah, the little keep
chef trick
and just keep going. I love that. All right, Dan is in the chat. First one here. Anger management. What's up? Thank you for joining us. Look, Real Rude showed up. All right. How's it going?
Hey, Dan.
I got so many things going on for this month. Holy cow. I don't even know. We got things. I really got to be better.
You're like one of the busiest members of the council with these shows. And I know what it's like just doing like the council shows for me and how busy that just makes my week. And
yeah, it's like just those 3 shows, and you're like,
just those 3 shows, and you do like you those 3 shows and your shows, and I could only imagine what it's like really for Green Shirt Guy with like the family and stuff, and like doing the games. So
it's like juggle, baby, juggle.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, let me get some stuff out of the way. Oh my gosh. I'm like almost prepared, but not. All right. First, I want to thank my subscribers. 23 Monch, Anajon 9495, Taylor Winder, Madam, The Watcher, Mr. Spock, Algorithm, Space Case Collectibles, Mama Bear Doll, 3 Good Nerds, KDBM, William Pocan, William Deacon, Gene Mallow, James Abel, Ben Compton, Lisa Noble, Wellbore, Sticksboy73, Dungeon Crawler, Carl, Omnibo, Spidey's Powder Tumblers, especially Spidey's Powder Tumblers. His link is in the description to go check out his Instagram because he provided me a lot of great material for future giveaways, including this awesome slab that I'm holding here. All right, Matt Likes Comics, Big Lion Cats, TM Nerdy, Chris the Comic Vet, Couch and Slouching with Sea Bizzle, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, Papa Wheelie, Dr. Doom's Fan Club, still only 35 cents, Old Wolf 65, Mark Spector Comics, 1063 Comics, Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics, The Council of Comics, Anachronic Comics, Mad Spidey, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot's Comics from the Spiral Dimension. Thank all of you for whether it was you're intentionally subscribed or gifted. I appreciate you and thank you for being on board. Next up, BCW. If you go over to BCW now and make a purchase, especially before them tariffs hit, everybody, especially before them tariffs hit, in the link down below, I have a link directly there. My coupon code is Cliff Comics. It'll get you 10% off of your order of BCW products. We all know I love BCW. It's all I've been using with the occasional usage of comics, other stuff, but BCW, baby. So please go check them out. Cliff Comics is your discount code. Please use the link provided below in the description. All right. So Phil, it's your first time here.
Yeah.
We're gonna break you in easy. We're gonna start with a comic of the week, sir.
Okay. Starting out, comic of the week. I think I put it in the bottom.
Oh, let me do the
Yeah.
intro.
All right, comic of the week, and I gotta read this. So it just came out. Well, it'll be my pick of the week. Really, is Batgirl issue number 7.
Oh, nice.
And so yeah, this is my pick of the week. Batgirl has been, when All In happened and Batgirl restarted. If you told me one of my favorite titles after All In would be Batgirl, I'd be like, yeah, really? One of my favorite titles is Batgirl. Like basically like Lady Shiva like kind of sacrifices herself for Batgirl at the end of this issue number 6. So
Finally,
this is like so yeah, this is Batgirl, and she's on like kind of like a train home, and we got a little preview of it in the previews I think a week or two ago in the DC Comics. And like Shiva left her like a message like, look, if you're listening to this, I'm dead. So this is going to be like her backstory, and I'm looking forward to reading this. So this is my pick of the week of what to read, and I'm looking forward. I might be reading this after this show tonight.
Woo! Well,
yeah.
My read of the week was pretty simple. Well, maybe not so simple, but I mean, I had to go with Secret Six.
Okay.
Actually, this or Absolute Superman, but the cover on this one won it for me. So
okay,
I'm a little biased, but hey, gotta give it some love.
All right, so but I haven't read Absolute Superman yet either. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Phil, for most people who don't know you, which might be a few people in the chat at this point.
Yeah.
Let's start with what got you collecting comics?
My dad probably a long time ago as a kid in like the 80s, he got into them by going to like Iron Vic, and at that time, like comics were like Green Arrow just came out with like the more adult oriented content, and I think that just set him down, like my dad, down a road, like like we're gonna talk about this later, but like Watchmen was a little bit earlier when my dad got back into it, like pretty heavy, like Dark Knight Returns. And like those things, but like in the later like 80s, like things like Inferno and stuff were happening. Like New Mutants was pretty popular, and my dad got really into it. I think definitely being split from my mom, and he kind of got me into it. Like every Thursday night, it would be like we would do our errands, and we would end up at like Iron Vic's Comics and get all the new comics every week. And like Thursday night, people would be watching like Cosby Show and stuff, and I'd be just like reading comics. Like it would be that'd be the thing.
And that was
like as a kid, and you get started at comics as a kid, it'll just stick with you. You'll be always into it.
And you'll potentially never have money for drugs.
Yeah. And there's been times like there's been breaks in between, but I've always kind of gone back to like reading some comics and always loved the art form. And I don't know, like around like 2016, 17, I think I wandered into Alternaverse when it was farther up on 9G. And I was getting my comics through like Midtown because I would have them delivered to my job. And that's when Anthony was like, well, I bag and forward everything and I give you 10% off your pull list. Like, and I started getting comics through like a bunch of the comics through like Anthony at the time. And then I stopped for like a while. I got a car and I was paying that off and had my own apartment now. No more roommate. Like it was my own thing. Then like, I don't know, like 2002, everything was going good again. And I was still, Alternaverse had moved closer to a bigger shop. And I was like, oh, I've been meaning to go in there. Let's go in there. I watched the council video, and there was like Paul, who I'd known since going to Iron Vic's, like with my dad. So I was like, oh, and Paul is somebody I've always seen in like the area, and we could say what's up to each other and stuff. I actually saw Paul like last week at the theater.
Oh, good. I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, I think he's doing all right. I think he went to see Sinners, where I went to Thunderbolts.
Both movies that I highly approve of.
But yeah, it's something that'll always like kind of stick with you now, I think. So I've been collecting pretty heavily, like now weekly at Alternaverse.
Yeah, I was thrilled to find out that local celebrity Saul Williams is in Sinners. And then I was telling a friend of mine that I played one of his kids in The King and I when I was in 6th grade, and he was in high school with my brother. And like, you know, we go way back. And Saul was doing a poetry slam in Canada, and my cousin went to see him and got it autographed. I was like, dude, you didn't mention that you have relatives in Newburgh where he was born and raised? He goes, I didn't think of it. I was like, there's so few celebrities here. We know basically everyone.
There's a few. Oh man, I can't think of the guy's name. Oh, William Sadler. He used to always come to like my movie theater at the South Hills Mall where I was working. Like he used to always come there.
I'm telling you. And what, Daryl Hall lives in our area too.
Yep.
But Saul Williams, born and raised in Newburgh. There's almost no one from Newburgh.
That's true. Like this side of the river, yes. Like this celebrity, the other side there is not much. It's
a whole thing for us. But yeah, Sinners is great. I'm absolutely loving. I'm still telling people how much I love the Thunderbolts. And then I found out that Florence Pugh jumped off that building, legit jumped off that building for that stunt, and I was like, ah.
Oh, at the beginning? All right.
I love this woman.
So I was amazed. Like I really talked myself into going to the theater for that movie. Like it was really like it was Friday night, and I was like, I worked late again. Do I really want to just rush out to the theater? And I was just like, let me use my movie pass. And I'll pay the $1.50, get a recliner. And I did it. And then I'm like, you know, afterward, I'm just like, man, I'm glad I went to see that movie. That was a good one. That was a fun Marvel movie.
I agree. It's a great Marvel movie. I'm so happy. But mostly, I said to myself, this movie is going to be completely ruined for me if I do not go Thursday, right? I'm like, I've got to go before it's just wrecked. Because when I went to go see Captain America 4, right? Brave New World, by the time I saw it, the movie was already destroyed for me. And then any potential enjoyment I was going to have was seriously cut down.
That's just like the way we live in now. Yeah, like the world we live in.
And I'm so glad that I went to see it right away because it was a great movie experience for a Marvel film. I left content and right on. Oh my goodness. All right. So Phil, what are some of your favorite reads? And by the way, with your love of Batman, that is why I chose this Riddler drink for tonight.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Batman, of course. Although I think I might like Detective slightly more than like Batman, especially like the new annual that came out is very good. But Batman stuff, of course, the absolute Wonder Woman and Superman, I may even like more than absolute Batman, which is surprising. Over in the Marvel stuff, the Ultimate, I am reading just about everything but Ultimate X-Men, and I might pick that one back up because I kind of caught up with everything because they did the Fill in the Blanks show, so I caught up with everything, and that's like I might pick that up because that is like I said, it's a slow burn, but that slow burn is now like a 3-alarm fire going on.
That's good.
So yeah, those are some favorites. On Image, I think I'm the only one reading this, but Monstrous is a great comic. Saga is another great comic that I love reading. Yeah, those are some of like the favorites. Like, oh, you know what? Poison Ivy. I've been picking up Poison Ivy and Catwoman.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Monstrous. But oh wow, Monstrous has been going on for a while. It looks like
Monstrous has been going on for a while.
Steampunk meets kaiju in this fantasy epic for mature readers.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Marjorie Liu and Sana Tanaka, I think.
Yes, Sana Takeda and Marjorie Liu. Yes. Wow.
Yeah. It's a very, very pretty book. And they just came out with it. Like the two of them also created a 3-volume graphic novel that just finished up. So yeah, I love them.
Damn. Well, that's it. I checked, and now it's piqued my interest. Are there furries in this? Am I actually seeing anthropomorphic people?
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I didn't call them furries, but yes, there are like talking cats and like little furry creatures. Yeah.
Wow, because I'm looking at these fully decked out.
Oh yeah,
people, wolf people.
Yeah, cat people, wolf people. There might be a shark man like along the way. You know?
I mean, listen, you gotta have a shark man this day and age. Anyhow, I did want to say shout out to Ryan LCS. We'll be live at 9 p.m. tonight to introduce the 2025 CBCA Awards. Yay! Kenneth, welcome. Good evening, Kenneth Bird. Good evening, Richard. Welcome. I'll see everyone else at 9. All right. So that brings us to our next moment, which oh look, I'm wearing the shirt too. Our Bussy Busters. Oh wait, do I have it? No, hold on. Mine is still fresh in the box.
Okay.
All right, I will go first. My Bussy Buster is a Marvel book.
Okay.
It is a Marvel book. I got it in a little My Comic Shop bidding war, but I just went for it. And it is Giant Size Defenders number 3 in an 8.0. It is the first appearance of Korvac.
That's very nice. Yeah, I approve. I very much approve.
I gotta say, I got this for around the cost of what somebody was trying to get me to pay for a 3.0. So I feel very good about this. Yes, I'm very excited. And now first appearance of Korvac, Daredevil and Grandmaster appearance. Yay! So I've been waiting to get one of these. I finally had the opportunity. It was absolutely the right price. I snagged it. It totally making it my Bussy Buster.
Okay.
All right. You, sir, are up.
Okay, I got 2 to show, actually. And the first one I picked up at the shop, and this is a newsstand, and it was $25.
Ooh.
And this was just sitting there at the shop. So, yeah, this is Rogue. So, and I saw it there, and I was just like, you know what, I'll do it. And so, it's a raw book, but for his first appearance of Rogue, I definitely happy about that. And the other one that I was very excited because it came in around like the holidays is my cousin. He just sent me a picture. Like you're into comics. I got a whole thing of comics. Some of them are like old. Some of them are 12 cents. And I don't know. And he just sent me a picture of like the box and stuff. And I told him like it would be like sight unseen and depending on the condition, about $100. And he found some extras, so I paid him like $125. I'll show you the box first.
Ooh.
So like the box looked like this. So I was like very interested because this is like obviously.
Oh, I know that box. I know that box.
It does not look like a regular white shirt box. So I was like, all right, but I don't know what's in there. I don't know the condition of anything. So there was a lot of there were a lot of like Silver Age books in there, but the gem when I seen it, I was like just so shocked. Without Mariner issue number 1. And yeah, there again, it's a raw, and this is actually like a very good. I've thought about taking this in to get graded. Like,
and that is high on my to-do list. I'm like, look behind me, I have the reproduction.
Oh, okay.
It is high on my to-do list, sir. High.
So when that popped, and like there was a lot of like Silver Age, and most of that stuff was like $10-$20 Silver Age comics. But when this one popped out of that box, I was just like, oh my god! Oh yeah, it was like one of those things. Like, yeah, I made the right purchase. Like,
So I have one of those in the next room, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So like the box, not Submariner.
Okay.
You know,
That Marvel collector. Yeah.
So that Marvel collector box, like that used to, like that was just like something you could order out of one of the catalogs.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was the Spiegel catalog or the Sears catalog. I think it was the Sears catalog, but you could order the catalog, and it came that box, some bags and boards, which I've noticed are unique size to that time, because now that I've been reorganizing some of those older books, and it came with a bunch of rando comics at the time. So, yeah, no, it's pretty great, and I think the one weird, fun kind of Bronze or Silver Age book I got was an issue of Captain Marvel in there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really, I always think of it as like it's like a frozen moment in time for me. You know,
I use it now for like older comics, like all right, the older gems and stuff.
Love that. I love it. It was well done. Well done. Rad Art and Comics, welcome. Ooh, there's somebody we should get on Fill in the Blanks.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what we need to do. Every other Thursday, Rad, let's make it happen. I'll try to keep you posted on what blanks they're doing. Okay. Well, that was some fantastic Bussy Buster action. I'm very, very, very happy. And now I should ask you another question about collecting, because I've got to put stuff up for my next segment because I failed to use my second monitor. Like you know.
Oh.
The consummate professional that I am.
All right.
Well, we do often play a little game at the council, right? Where we are like, if we could only have one book from this row, what book?
It's the Shakers.
Right, of the Shakers. So I got to ask you, because we have a lot of repeat action on the Shakers, which one is among your favorite repeat Shaker books?
For repeat Shakers, you can't go wrong with a giant size X-Men. And that is like a repeat Shaker book. But like this week, man, when like Amazing Fantasy 15 for 8,000 3.0. Like we've seen like 0.5s go to like 22,000 or something. Like a 3.0 went for like 8,000. Somebody negotiated like, did they sell a wife or something with that book?
Right. Was the person desperate to sell it? You know,
yeah.
Something happened.
So yeah, but like giant size X-Men is always there, and that is like such a key book with those first appearances. I don't have it. I would love to like, but I would trade Submariner for it. I can tell you that.
Submariner would only put a small dent in that value. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I love it, and I really love X-Men #1 shows up a lot.
X-Men #1.
And yeah, you can't beat 7 first appearances. There's 7 first appearances.
And those 7, I mean, Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus.
Oh no, that's giant size #1.
Oh
giant size #1. Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, and 3rd appearance of Wolverine versus, but the actual X-Men #1, first Xavier, first Magneto, first Jean Grey, first Cyclops, first Beast, first Angel, first Iceman. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
I really, usually if those two are head to head, it's a much more difficult decision for me to choose between those two.
And then you gotta look at the grade and the value, and like that's really like, all right, so what's the grade on each of them? And
yeah, for real, Max. Yeah, no, that's usually another deciding point for me. It's like, what's the grade? It's like, oh, this one's a 9.8 for $9,000 versus this one's a 3.5 for $10,000. But like, how much more meaningful is this book? How much more important is this book? Isn't this book a lot more important when it's suddenly a 9.8? Oh my God. All right, Phil. I have my next segment. It's a little game here I like to call
Rate it or hate it. Okay.
Rate it or hate it. So we're going to go back in time to last year's cover price top 10, and you decide if we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, where one being like somebody like out there, this is for somebody out there, and 5 being like, wow, this is like a must-have, right?
Okay.
All right. Or you just hate it, and we're just going to try and skip it. So first up on the list from 1996, this time last year, was all hot at number 10 on the top 10, and that is Uncanny X-Men. And why is it not showing? Oh my. Come on. I know you're there. There it is. Uncanny X-Men number 333.
Oh.
And this was part of X-Men 97 Mania from last year.
Okay. I was going to say, so this is X-Men. All right. So overall, I would rate this probably as like a 3. It's probably like a 3 because, all right, it's not as hot as last year. Obviously, look at the stock drop, but I think it's an X-Men book, and
it's Bastion's first appearance.
What is it?
Bastion's first appearance.
So okay, that's what it got. All right, so you know what? I would definitely rate it like a 3 because I think that's like an $11 thing. Yep.
I'm going to completely agree with you. I think $11 is fair, and yeah, it's still a noteworthy X-Men key.
And even at like a 9.8 for $71, we kind of said $40 of that is the grading. So
I know, right? Like, geez, like it's at least $40 is just grading right off the bat. All right. And speaking of some weird X-Men hype, this is X-Men adjacent. This one is actually Deadpool Wolverine hype.
Okay.
Wolverine number 154.
I'm also going to say this is like there again. You see the drop. What a difference a year makes. This is also going to get a 3, I think.
I agree with you. I think the 3 is fair. I'm trying to remember. This is just. It's just on here for being a Deadpool versus Wolverine. Because normally Wolverine number 155 gets all the love. Right?
Yeah. Yep. With them on the cover.
Yeah, but
a couple months from now, it's going to be the the Wolverine on the cross, the Texera cover.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as very, very soon. And Wolverine on the cross is
it's not
Silvestri.
Silvestri, yes.
Yeah. No. Again, I agree with you. All right. Number 8 is actually near and dear to my heart, Phil, and I hope you recognize it when I reveal it because it is Spider-Woman number 7.
Okay. Oh man, the Lionel Francis Yu. This had multiple printings too.
Yeah.
So this is gonna get a 4. I think this is like a 4, and especially if you missed this book, you could not get a hold of it, and it went too high for you, like it did for me. I would definitely do like the $3 now. Yeah, definitely.
It's such a great cover. And it is our first taste of meeting characters from the new champions.
Oh, and look at that graded 9.8, $60. Go for that. Like you can't really.
Yeah, you can't knock that. That's a perfectly fair value, especially because there's like 4 first appearances in here.
Yeah.
So I'm still with it. I love my new champions. I'm still there. You get Cadet Marvel, Moonsquire, Liberty, and Hell Ruin with Liberty on the cover. So I'm down. All right, next one. Wow, talk about spec. Evangeline number 1 by Rob Liefeld from 1995.
Oh man. Okay. I'm giving this one, like, overall, I think I'm going to give this a 2. I do think it's still, like, there's still somebody wants it, maybe, but it's not a book that would call, like, and it's like $10, so it definitely dropped. In a graded 9.8, $55 from the $260 they were asking for a year ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this a 2. I think this was like very much hyped at number 7.
I'm giving it a 1 because even when they thought that a movie was coming, I'm like, no movie can save this.
That's true.
I was like, I don't know about all that. Now we're back to near and dear in my heart. It's Spider-Woman number 7 again, but it's the Peach Momoko variant.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a 4. And at $14, that is a very good price for a raw near mint.
Yep.
And honestly, like the graded 9.8 has gone up in value from $55 to $72, which is nice to see. So.
Yeah, it's a beautiful peach cover. Yeah, I would give this a 4 as well. You know, maybe I'm a little biased because I have all of the number 7s, but I'm just saying.
So yeah, that's and if you got a graded 9.8 of this at $55, good decision. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't end there because now at number 5, it's the A cover with Marble, Hell Ruin, and Moonsquire.
Yeah, also like a 4. Like this was a hot book a year ago. And there again, this has like it's dropped in price, but only like $10 from what it was going for. Even better is the graded for the 55.
Yep.
That is like a perfectly like the book is going for 15 and graded you could get it for 55. Like
yeah, I think that's a great price point. Again, 4 first appearances. You know, and their book is still on the shelves. That you know, they've made something. People didn't believe in Spider-Boy, man, and yet here we are.
And here we are, like a couple years later, and I was one of those people. I did not believe in Spider-Boy.
Yeah, they're like, wow, look at that. Oh, the next one is no longer Spider-Woman, but it's still another comic near and dear to my heart. Very near and dear to my heart. It's Dazzler number 1.
This was all the buzz for Taylor Swift, right? Like this was all Taylor Swift buzz she was gonna be in the movie. She wasn't. I'm gonna give this though a 4 because this is a good comic for people to have.
I'm with you on the 4 because Dazzler is still a big deal. I don't care about Taylor Swift or not.
Yeah. Taylor Swift didn't make the movie, but like Dazzler, on this cover, it's a classic cover. Yeah, it is graded 9.8. It's $111. But you know, if you could find the raw for $9, go for it.
And often, I mean, it's really not that bad. I have a couple Dazzler number 1s and that I managed to pay under $20 for. So. It can be done. Now, the next one, I remember this being a bit of a sleeper hit. Pepe Larraz, Blood Hunt Red Band Edition number 1.
Oh man, it was. I didn't get the Red Band Edition. I kept it with the regulars. Okay. It dropped a little bit of price. I'm giving this a 3. To be totally honest, I'm giving this a 3. I think there might be if you skip the Blood Hunt, it was a pretty good event.
That is.
Graded 9.8, $60. Yeah, I think I would give this a 3. I didn't really get the extra blood pages though. I paid the $1 less.
Once again, I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to give it a 3. I did get the Red Band edition, and
okay.
I got to see the bloody slice and dice of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So you know, listen. They of all the ones they did, that one. They actually they stuck the landing on the extra violence. Even though when you immediately picked up Doctor Strange, you didn't see all that violence.
Yep.
I love the work of Pepe Larraz. You know, I'm all about it. Next one, number 2, all of the X-Men hype returns for the first appearance of Phantom X in New X-Men 128.
Okay. Well, this is dropped because it's a year later. I'm giving this You know, this is probably a 2 for me. 2.5, maybe 3, but probably like a 2. The buzz around it, like $18. Was there a big first appearance or something with this,
Yeah,
or was
Phantom X, first Phantom X.
it first Phantom X?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's dropped across the board though. Dropped to $80 from 28 on the raw near mint, and it's dropped graded.
Thomas, welcome. I'm going with a 12. Oh my God, what am I saying? A 12. I'm going with a 3 on this.
Okay.
Because that he's weapon 13. And actually, and somewhere in this storyline, maybe I can't remember if it's this storyline. One of these storylines, we find out that Captain America is weapon 0. You know? But still, Phantom X has his own fan base, and he was hot at the time of this release, and then found new hotness last year when everyone thought, "Oh, we can show up in a movie." So, I mean, it happens. But yeah, good, solid book. And next up, we're not going back to Spider-Woman, and we're not going back to the X-Men. We're going back to Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt number 1 in 25. Crime Suspense Stories number 22 homage. Oh, JSS Brooklyn's in the house, and he dropped us a super chat. Let's say thank you, sir. Hold up. There we go. Double thank you.
Double thank you. Wow, has this fallen? Okay.
Remember when there was copies of this going for $300?
Oh, look at the graded 9.8 was 6, and it has just crashed in like so hard. I am going to say that there probably is still a person who wants this, so I'm giving this like a 3. And I'm just going to say, like, now is the time to get it. If you held out, man, a year later, the stock has dropped. Like,
yeah, I was like, this is your time to swoop in.
This is your time, because it's a 1 in 25, so you're probably not going to find it much less than $25. So $44 on that raw near mint, the good pickup. Yeah, it was going for like 300. Like, yeah, it was such a hot book.
It really was. Oh, how a year has changed us. Changed us. My word. All right, everyone. That was
I like that.
That was Rated or Hated. And now, Phil, your homework assignment was 5 comics, theme of your choice, for a segment that we call the 5-Finger Shuffle.
Okay, so 5 comics, theme of my choice. I think I got maybe more comics to just show to give an idea. But we're going to start off with Watchmen, and not just any particular Watchmen. I know that my Watchmen is all collected in the small one. But Watchmen issue number 6 is the one where Rorschach is in prison. And he just gets arrested in issue 5, and you find out he's the crazy guy with the end is nigh sign. And you also find out like his mother was a sex worker that like, you know, used to like abuse and beat him and stuff. And it's the one where he's like talking to the psychiatrist, and the more the psychiatrist learns about him, the more the psychiatrist's life is falling apart around him. Oh, so it's a great issue. But the theme is going to be, because it's Mother's Day on Sunday, the theme is going to be bad moms of comic books. So, and that's what we're gonna, that's going to be my theme. So, Sylvia Kovacs, Rorschach's mom, is our first bad mom.
Yeah, wow.
So these are the bad moms of the comic books.
Yeah, Sylvia, yeah. Looking, you know, she refers to the father only as Charlie.
Yeah.
Abusive and condescending. It's funny because, you know, Rorschach turns out to be all sorts of all sorts of other things.
He's also like in prison, and like everybody in prison wants to beat him up, and he makes that comment of, I'm not in here, you're in here with me. Like, you're locked up with me now.
Yeah. Poor Rorschach. So brutal. And I was gonna say, we get a glimpse of her in the movie too.
I think we do.
Yeah, we do, because he walks in on her when he's a little kid, and we get that flashback.
Yep. Yeah, that's right out of the that's right out of the comic book.
Yep. Oh,
like no. her John gets upset and like leaves because the kid is running around, and she beats him up because she lost the money. Like,
I'm locked in here with you. Wait, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Yeah, I love that.
Yes, that is great.
The Mystique is pretty bad too. Well, we haven't seen the rest of Phil's list, so we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. The Goblin Queen. All right, Madeline Pryor.
Listen, but she was done dirty, and we all know it.
She was done a bit dirty, and we know it. And I think it's this issue of like X-Men on the Dark Web Saga, where like her and Jean kind of have the talking, and she's like, I want all your memories of my son. Like, I want all of them. And like, she was the one who like, she sent all these demons out on New York, and she got what she wanted from it. If only we should have just done her right, we could have saved that whole attack on New York.
Listen, the attack on New York, Ileana shouldn't have roped her into signing that contract, but she did. I'm just saying, man. I've always been like, watch out for that blonde girl. Watch out for that little Russian trickster.
Oh yeah. If she spells magic with a K, something's up.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so number 3 on your list.
Sheila Hayward, the mother of Jason Todd. This is not the original, but this whole story is because he's going after looking for his mother. And she finds out that, like, she kind of sells him out to the Joker. And in the original one, neither Sheila or Robin leave this issue alive. So, but yeah, this is that very violent issue with the Joker and the crowbar. And it kind of like, I know this is the one where like they changed the panel, and I kind of got it just for like the, because I always kind of wonder how Batman would have changed in the decades to come if they had stuck with this issue. And that's something I'll never know.
Yeah. I guess it really went for the better.
I think it did go for the better. We got a better Robin out of it, and
also the return of Jason Todd was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing, and he because it like you don't really stay dead too long in comics, except he stayed dead for so long. I was very surprised.
Him and Bucky and Gwen. And they're all being violated, all of them.
So yeah. So speaking of mothers of the boy wonder, all right.
Al Ghul.
So this little arc for Batman, Batman 33, 34, and 35, where Batman and Catwoman were engaged. And I actually loved like this section of Batman, and like along the way, it's like, let's go see my baby's mama.
Yeah.
And like her and Catwoman in this issue have the cat fight that you want them to have. Like Batman gets stabbed up in the issue before, and Catwoman just pulls the sword out of her back, and like it is a great cat fight. But yeah, Talia al Ghul, bad mom. Like. So yeah, but this is a great issue of Batman.
Damn good.
And finally, yeah, you guys guessed it in the chat. Bad moms. All right. I actually picked this issue for a Mystique issue, which is the Uncanny Spider-Man issue number 5. And it's Nightcrawler and her kind of like talking. Like I think the whole issue they spend pretty much like, she's kind of answering for her dirt, like to Nightcrawler, like answering for her shit, and it's actually like a very great issue, not very action oriented, but great dialogue, great conversation between her and her son.
Yeah. Well, he's got that soul blade at the time that like reveals the truth to both of them, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we've managed to find out that she never truly wants to give him up. She asked Xavier, along with Mystique, to mess with their memories, but also told them, "Do not let me forget I have a son." That was like her one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny looking. Yeah, the Batman Black Label originally had his dong, but that's only in first printing. Sorry.
Oh, really? They took it out?
Yeah, they did. The first printing, it's there. After that, it's like, because so many people are like, why? Why are we seeing this? I'm like, it's Black Label for adults. You were heavily warned it was going to be R-rated material. But
yeah.
No.
So yeah, that's funny. Like, and of course, Lady Shiva. I already talked about Batgirl. Yes. Lady Shiva, bad mom.
Yeah, I love. Hey, but she sacrificed herself for her daughter there.
Yeah, she sacrificed herself for her daughter.
I'm gonna give her that one. Also, I very much enjoy. Do I enjoy? I don't know. There's a couple of renditions of Shiva that I don't hate.
Yeah. She's not like the superest bad mom. There was a couple honorable mentions that I like, doing a little bit of research. Like people have put like Scarlet Witch on the list. So
look, Scarlet Witch don't try to sacrifice everything for her kids. She went too far.
Yeah.
It was a limp 7, sir. It was a limp 7.
Limp 7. Oh, that was Batman's dong.
Yeah, that was Batman's dong. You can Google it. You can Google it. It's out there.
Okay, I definitely did not know that. Like, wow.
Yeah, because it was like noticeable, Yeah, if you put in Batman Damned panel, like it's just like. Yeah, they shaded it out, but like the original one is like not entirely shaded, Like they did a nice job of letting you know it was there and that it was a good looking piece of material for him, And it's so funny. When this issue came out, I think the cover price was like $4. Is that even possible? Like, I can't even. It was 2018. Is it possible that a magazine-sized DC book was $4?
I could see that. Yeah.
Like, my goodness. Yeah, there's actually like 2 panels in the original with some, some shots of the Bat Dong. Batman's junk.
Richard Westfall says bad dads equal Batman. Yeah, Batman probably would be a bad.
He's raised a lot of kids.
That's true.
You know why? That's because Alfred is a great dad.
Yeah. I
was like, that's why it works. It ticks me off when Superman will approach him and be like, well, I want to ask you, Bruce, because you've always been a father. Shut up. Do not do this, okay? I mean, how many times? Look at the arguments he would have with Dick Grayson until Dick was like, "That's it, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go be, with the Titans." And he's like, "Fine, get out. Also, I'm gonna fund your tower and everything." Like, And then it's like, who's funding the Outsiders with Nightwing as leader? Oh, some Omicron corporation, which is owned by Wayne Enterprises. Like, please. It's one of those really awkward relationships where your rich dad doesn't know what to do with himself and keeps trying to fund and support you.
That's true. I think in his new mansion, Dick has his own room still. Like
unbelievable. I don't
know, but like if it in June when it's bad dad, I think Sabretooth is probably going to be a bad dad. Like,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's funny, right? Because alternate universe Sabretooth, Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth is a great dad to Blink.
Okay.
Right? He found her, rescued her, and raised her, which I think is fantastic. It's really funny how these alternate takes on characters are amazing, And then Nocturne. Nocturne, I forgot what world she's from, but she is the daughter of Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch.
Okay. Wow.
So Nocturne, it was just like, boom. And then it's so funny because Nightcrawler was like, so you're my daughter? She's like, yeah. He's like, who is your mother? And she's like, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. And he's like, wow. He goes, what? And she's like, what do we have in common? She's like, well, you're both, she's like, you both have like Romani background. And he's like, interesting. He goes, Wanda is a very attractive woman.
That's hilarious. Like,
yeah. And when she bamfs, she hex bamfs. So there's like a little hex happens when she bamfs, courtesy of that some Scarlet Witch's abilities.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, like as usual, I don't know what happens in Nocturne. She was around, and then she hung out, and then, as all characters do, dis-freaking-peered, Yeah, and actually, I think she even was in. I think she was in a version of Excalibur. Like, yeah, Talia Wagner. Let's see, is she still around? House of M. Yup, she's in House of M. Joining the new Excalibur with Juggernaut, Sage, and Dazzler. Went back to the Exiles, reunited with Blink. Yeah, manipulating hex balls when it took place there. So I guess she's in the Arabian Nights alternate universe. That's where we left her.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh, and her tail is retractable. So fun. So fun. I liked that one joke where Batman saves a child whose parents were just killed by the Joker, and Batman says, "You're safe now, Robin." The kid replies, "My name isn't Robin." Batman says, "It is now." Oh my goodness. That is it. It's wrong, but it's extremely Batman. Extremely Batman. Oh my goodness. Nobody told me some of my world's finest Robin covers by Dan Moore are selling for $40 to $50. Interesting. I did not know that either.
Yeah.
Then when did that start happening?
Is it the event? Like, is the event having that kind of an effect?
It can't be, because they're specifically Dan Moore Robin covers. So let's see. Robin, World's Finest, Dan Mora. And I do not see any on a just random. Oh, the 6A, issue 6A, the first flight of the Flying Graysons. That one is picking up steam. Interesting. Well. Who knew? Yep. 50 by now, 50 by now, 45. Wow. It looks like some people want 15 for World's Finest number 12. All right, a couple of them are. They got a little steam.
Wow,
they got a little steam. Good for them. That's really funny. Very interesting. Well, thanks for bringing that to our attention. We'll be rating our comic shop. It's like, wow, you two are super into World's Finest all of a sudden. Yep. Now, you want to know what's crazy? The Terry Dodson cover of World's Finest #6 with Supergirl and Batgirl is gorgeous. And that one is like still cover price. I don't get it. Like, I don't get how this whole thing works. But anyhow, good to know.
Yeah, that is like a raid to the comic shop. It's like,
Child, don't give away your books, huh? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's great. All right, Phil. Tell everybody where you can find Phil out, which is just more places you can find me.
It's more places you can find Cliff. So you can find me on Film and Box Office News with the Council of Comics Sunday night at 5 p.m. Cliff is usually there. Mondays with the Council of Comics at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do the new keys and hot comics of the week. I do the community. Council of Comics does a community hangout now on Wednesday nights. So you'll find me there. Usually Cliff there with us, like everybody, come and hang out with us. And every other week, fill in the blanks with our friend C. Bizzle and Green Shirt Guy, who will also be on Cliff's channel this month. So
that's right. All month we've got council members.
All month is the Council of Comics.
I can't wait. And next is C. Bizzle, then Green Shirt Guy.
I'm not. I think Sam is like the end of the month.
Sam is the end of the month, and he's Comics and Coffee.
Okay.
You know, unfortunately, my iCloud calendar kicked me out of the desktop version, so it's not like coming up right away the way I like it to. Yep, of course it's not. Of course it's not. Darn it. Yep, and I don't even know where I left the phone.
So let me see. Green Shirt Guy will probably talk to you about some Star Wars books, and I'm not sure about the other guys.
I expect some G.I. Joe Transformers action out of Sam.
Okay.
And C. Bizzle, it's not his first time. All right, next Friday it's going to be C. Bizzle. The 23rd will be Ronaldo, and Saturday morning on the 31st will be Sam.
Okay.
In the meantime, tomorrow be sure to catch Breath vs. Brian. Be sure to catch me with Brian LCS at 9 p.m., which is in 27 minutes. We'll be live talking about the Comic Book Community Awards for 2025. And
all the nominations, right?
we're gonna cover the nomination process all over again, and discuss some changes that were made this year. We're really looking forward to it, and fingers crossed. But it should be a much more interesting year. And I will be on the 17th. I'll be at the 3 Men in a Basement comic swap in Plainville, Connecticut. I say that questioningly. I'm not 100% sure. Or is it Norfolk? It's somewhere around there. It's in that ballpark. And the end of the month, I don't know. I might, if I'm lucky, I might squeeze out a little trip at the very end of the month. I might be in another country doing Comics and Coffee with Sam. It could be fun.
Oh, are you headed up to north?
I might head up to Canada. I might.
Okay.
We'll see about that. All right. With that, thank you everybody for joining. Don't forget to come back. Don't forget, I'm still gonna do my members giveaway for April, and members giveaway for May is really shaping up. We got this lovely Batman keychain from Spidey's Powder Tumblers that's going into the mix. Also, am I holding the right thing? Yep, we got this Star Wars.
Okay.
10-year #1 foil Luke cover. I love that swooping green flame. Oh my gosh. We also have a foiled More Fun comics featuring the first appearance of Dr. Fate. And there's going to be a lot more, but I am not organized for this. So it is just, I'm going to quit while I am ahead, and just know that there will be more other fabulous things going into Cliff's giveaway for May. And there's a lot of wonderful things still in it for April. and I'll make a separate video for that. All right, so everybody, thank you for joining us, spending time with us this hour. Go check me out on the CBC Awards tonight. Dave, good to see you. Still only 35 cents. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you leave a comment, please, after the video. That would be super great. It may enter you in for a second prize for this month. So that is okay. And although you're late, you can catch the rewind. We were only live for an hour. We did all right, Sarah. We did all right. All right. So from me and from Phil, thank you for joining us. And until next time, spread the love.
Hi, everybody.